Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing a watch that transcends most conventional pricing structures and model hierarchies as we know them. The f.p.journe Chronometre Bleu, an entry-level watch that is something approaching the flagship of the brand that also has contained Grand Sonnerie, perpetual calendars, and grand complications costing hundreds of thousands of Swiss francs. So this watch on my wrist represents an apex watch for many collectors, not a point of entry for which collectors of limited means settle. This is the kind of watch that inspires guys who own insurance companies and make $50 million a year to get on wait lists so they can add this to their grand complications. This is the Chronometre Bleu, and since 2009, there has been no hotter model year to year from f.p.journe. Now you can see and you can purchase this 39mm tantalum cased chronometer on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this f.p.journe Chronometre Bleu. Now the watch came out in 2009 and it was a unique combination of a number of aesthetic choices. So first of all, you have a tantalum case, all in high polish, extremely difficult to achieve. It tends to wear out both tooling and those who use them. Hard to finish, immensely heavy on the wrist, and wonderfully scratch resistant once finished. It's a distinctive material for a company that's best known for precious metal cases and almost nothing but. So you have that case and then a dial, which can only be described as a sort of combination of a blue lacquer and chrome. Now that's not what it is, but that's the effect. And then finally, you have a lume coloration that is not designed to look like simulated patina paint, even though it does have the warm vanilla off-white tones of many iterations of that theme. The combination together with a classical off-center Journe seconds dial and those biomorphic hands creates a spectacular and, dare I say it, already iconic design that hasn't quite reached its first decade of age. Now the watch is easy to wear on my 16cm circumference wrist, 39mm across the round of the case. It's also quite slim. As you'll measure, this watch is a compact 8.6 from the back of the sapphire to the top sapphire. The watch is also easy to wear across the wrist as its span is a compact 45.4mm. So even if you have a smaller wrist, 13.5 to 13.5 centimeters in circumference, a truly petite wrist can still wear this watch with proportioned security and panache. You'll also note that the lugs downturn rather dramatically, so they do arc around the edge of your wrist. If you're that 13cm wrist and you're worried that the watch is going to flare out like a watch with broad, pronounced lugs, don't worry about this one. It's going to bend around your forearm. Optically, it's going to look great. You'll also note that f.p.journe uses a very close drilling. So the spring bar is drilled close to the case, but thanks to the curved spring bars, there is both that coherent look you get from minimal daylight between strap and case, but also freedom of movement, so you can pull that strap straight down should you wish to. You can see on the underside pull tabs, that is spring bars with pull tabs for your fingers. You can remove the straps without tools for close cleaning between the lugs or simply to swap straps. But you also note that f.p.journe uses alligator of a different scale pattern on both sides of the strap. On the top, rectangular scale, navy blue, matte, monotone stitch with folded edges. On the underside, you can see there is a small circular scale pattern. This is more expensive to execute than calfskin on the bottom, but what it gives you is longer wearing durability, and the result is basically a 3 to 5 year strap in my experience. Even the pin buckle is executed in tantalum, nicely polished, understated, handsome, easily adjusted. This is where you really see f.p.journe sweating the attention to detail, because from any other manufacturer, this piece would be titanium, white gold, palladium, or even platinum, anything but tantalum. Finishing it on this scale with small, thin components like that pin, immensely difficult. But again, no detail spared. The watch has a handsome case band that will be instantly recognizable to f.p.journe collectors. Though it's a 39mm watch, it actually measures 39.5 across from side to side because there's a little bit of an outcropping, a lip for both the case back and the bezel that flares out slightly over the mid case, and it gives the case definition with strong character lines. The high polish is perfect for a relatively compact watch. High polish can be overpowering on a large case, but on a slim, fine, and elegant case, it's an excellent choice. The bezel is domed in profile, very compatible with dress cuffs or formal sleeves. And the dial, with railroad minutes outboard, features that handsome off-white tone. It's not luminescent, even though at first glance it may appear to be. What it is beautifully executed. There's just enough material to achieve the desired effect, and the desired effect is the combination of all of the subtleties. There's that dial that's alternately metallic and gloss. There's the sunken subregister with its miniature railroad track inboard and its counterweighted constant seconds hand, those biomorphic Journe hands. You can see that the Journe hands trace an hour track that features asymmetrical Arabic numerals. You can see how they compress and expand as they work their way around the features of the dial. And then there's a center dial chapter ring, just a light halo of off-white coloration. And f.p.journe, he invented it, he made it. Blazing at 12 o'clock. And Journe has reason to be proud of this watch because it's beautiful on both sides. Now, this is the caliber 1304 that you'll find on the Chronometre Souverain with one distinctive change. You'll note it actually says Chronometre Bleu Souverain engraved on the base plate. Otherwise, you have the twin mainspring barrels endowing the watch with a 56-hour power reserve. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and you can see the balance is free-sprung for both shock resistance and better ability to take and hold a precise regulation. The train, the actual drivetrain from the barrels to the balance, is cleverly hidden, and it's hidden under the dial side. This is what f.p.journe effectively calls the mystery or magic train. So you have a drive to the balance that's unseen, you have a beating balance, you have the obvious power source, and nothing clearly linking them. Instead, what you get are big and beautiful open gorges between the barrel bridge, the balance cock, and then the strut, the cock that supports the elements of the drivetrain that you can't quite see. You can see the jewels for their pivots, but you'll note that there is a beautiful barleycorn pattern or grand dorge across the base plate between the barrel bridge and the balance cock, and then there is a tight and even perlage across the base plate behind the balance cock. The Côte de Genève, richly textured, this is not the stamped kind you're looking at right here, is aligned perfectly across the bridges, and you'll note when I turn the watch flush to the camera you see two things. First, you see that the screw heads all turn black, so that's black polish, a very high degree of optical finish, and then you can also see that the edges of the bridges, the balance cock, the train cock, they all light up because they have mirrored hand-finished rounded anglage. Now, the last part that you can't quite see is that this watch is exceptionally adjusted in 6 positions. Now, 5 is the standard for chronometers. 6 is ambitious, both because it's more difficult and because it gives you nowhere to hide the errors. Many watch brands will adjust a watch in 5 positions, and in the untimed position, they'll basically crowd all of the error into that position. So if that's crown up or crown down, the watch will run great in 5 positions for a standard chronometer test, but that one position, when it comes up, is going to cause the watch to go off the charts in terms of deviation. So f.p.journe, with nowhere to hide, adjusting in 6 positions and declaring it blazing on the bridges themselves. Technically formidable, even if it is deceptively simple. Of course, the watch featuring an 18-karat solid rose gold movement with a tantalum case is going to be weighty on the wrist, and the watch has the kind of premium pull that you might associate with a 39mm platinum watch because of the combination of the two dense metals. See and find out why this modern marvel is considered to be the entry-level watch that is also the flagship. See it and own this one on our website.